Welcome to Reaching Out. I'm Gregory Floyd, President Local 237 Teamsters. With us today is Al Hagan. He is the president of the Uniform Fire Officers Association. Al, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me here, Gregory.
Thank you for being here. And I want our members to understand what are the Firefighters Officers Association. We usually hear about the firefighters, but we don't hear about the officers. The lieutenants and above, I believe it is?
We represent the 2,500 active lieutenants, captains, battalion chiefs, deputy chiefs, medical officers, and supervising fire marshals. We refer to ourselves as the leaders of the bravest. And certainly the firefighters is a larger union made up of the very brave men and women who actually do the work of putting out the fires.
Now, Al, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you become a firefighter? What made you interested in becoming a firefighter?
Well, I was the first Hagan to become a firefighter. I think I was the product of, let's say, an Irish-American civil service mentality. I had gone into college. I was pretty young. I was 16. And my grandmother...
Actually, you attended college when you were 16?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
A week after I turned 16, I went into college. And I graduated I had skipped the 8th grade, and then I graduated high school a little early. And so I went into college early. My grandmother wanted to know what I was going to do. And I said, I'm going to go to college, Grandma. And she said, well, college? Well, I guess that's okay. You're too young to become a cop or a fireman. So I took the fireman's test as many of my friends from my neighborhood did. I got hired in September of 1973, and I realized right away that I was a lucky person to find really such a noble calling, and I've been there for not quite 39 years.
Tell me, Al, are you the only Hagan? You said you're the first, so I'm imagining you're not the last.
No, I'm not the last. I told my brother, my younger brother, Drew, that you have to take this test. This is such a wonderful job. It's so satisfying and exhilarating, and the people you work with are almost magical. And my brother heeded my advice, and I guess he's probably in his... He's approaching 30 years in the fire department. And then my two sons became firemen. And even when I had advised my brother to take the test, I didn't realize really how dangerous the job is. And I didn't realize how many people get seriously hurt, and or killed.
Yes.
But by the time my sons were getting out of college, I was a captain. I had a really good idea of the fire department.
Is this after September 11th, 2001?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
And I actually didn't want my sons to be firemen because it's too dangerous. I mean, no father wants their children to be in danger every day they go to work. But both my sons took the test and got hired, and they both said the same thing to me. They said, you know, Dad, every day that you came home from work, you were happy. You were smiling. You were always laughing. And so we thought that would be a good job. And now they've been on the job for almost 10 years. One works up in Harlem in 28 truck on 143rd Street.
Hello to that, Hagan.
And the other one started as a fireman in a place where I was a lieutenant in the South Bronx on Morris Avenue and 168th Street, ladder 44. But 2 years ago, he transferred down to 43rd Street and 11th Avenue to Rescue 1.
Oh, that's the famous Rescue 1 that went to the World Trade Center.
Yeah, well, actually, all the rescue companies took bad casualties
Right.
that day. But Rescue 1 being the Manhattan rescue and being on the West Side, easy response, they were there
They were the
early
first.
on. Yeah, they were there early
The
on.
first rescue team. There was a Mojica that was in Rescue 1.
Dennis Mojica.
Yes, his brother worked with me in hospital police. I remember that.
Well, I
Yeah.
came on to the fire department with Dennis, and of course we had remained friends throughout our careers. He actually went to the borough of Brooklyn, and I went to Harlem.
Okay. Now, of course, everyone loves the firemen. We're reliving some of the moments of 9/11, 2001. But just a short period after that, after everyone praised the firefighters, after the, I would say, just under 400 funerals for firemen that we all had to live through, they began a sea change, and all of a sudden, public sector employees, public sector members, union members, especially firefighters, came under attack for salaries and benefits and everything else. But prior to that, everyone praised the firemen. How do you feel about that? Just a few short years after 9/11.
Well,
You and I have had many conversations
yeah,
about this.
right. Listen, we were unfairly idolized. We were, I think people were taken by the fact that our members were going up into the building while everyone else was leaving, but that happens at every fire. And the enormity of the situation, the obvious violence and danger of the situation, the people jumping out of the windows, made the thousands of people who got a look at us idolize us. In fact, I would say that we were placed on a pedestal. And when you are on a pedestal, there is only one place to go, and that's down. And I think that there were, let's call them forces, that were not happy with the fact that the people were openly in love with the firefighters and the fire department, and they wanted to do something to change that, and they did. And it's okay. We still go into fires every day. I had 35 years in the field working in Harlem and the Bronx before I ran for union office. As you know, Gregory, I've only
Yes.
been a union official for 4 years and the president of the local for 3 years. But if you recall, not that long after 9/11, another plane hit a building in New York, piloted by the Yankee pitcher Corey Lidell.
Yes, I do remember that.
And it was a small plane. It was a residential building, not exactly the same, but it was a plane, went into a big building, caused a huge fire. And one of the companies in my battalion, I'm the captain of Ladder 43 on 3rd Avenue and 102nd Street, but one of the companies that was in our battalion, Engine 44 on 75th Street, they responded. They went into the building. There was not a moment's hesitation. And I knew that no matter what the people who thought we needed to be taken down a peg would do, that we would continue to do our job, and in the long run, the people would know. And I was very happy about that.
That's all the time we have for this segment of Reaching Out. I'm Gregory Floyd, President Local 237 Teamsters. Our very special guest was Al Hagan, President of the Uniform Fire Officers Association.